In this video, you will listen to Imam Ghazali's Risala al-Ladunni, a book filled with secrets, written by one of the greatest scholars in Islam. Please don't forget to like the video to help this book reach more people. With your support, we continue to reach larger audiences every day, delivering our videos to the farthest corners of the world. Indeed, those whose concern is this world will have as many troubles as the world itself. Those whose concern is the hereafter will have aspirations as vast as the hereafter. Come, tear apart the veil of materialism and embark on the true journey of the soul. Transcend the physical, for a person who attains true faith defies the universe. Bediüzzaman Sayyid Nursi. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of all worlds. O Allah, send blessings upon our Master Muhammad. My dear brother, know that one of my friends spoke to me about a scholar who denied the knowledge of al-Ladun, esoteric knowledge. This knowledge, which eminent mystics trust and regard as superior to other sciences, is believed to be more reliable, stronger, and more enduring than knowledge that is acquired incrementally and through effort. This scholar, however, claimed, "I simply cannot understand the mystical knowledge that Sufis speak of. I do not believe that a single person on earth can speak of true knowledge through personal insight and the perception of the heart without learning it through effort and formal study." To my friend, I replied that this person does not truly comprehend the paths of learning. He has not understood the essence of the human soul, its attributes, how it receives hidden signs or celestial knowledge. My friend responded by saying that this man views knowledge solely as jurisprudence, exegesis, and theology, stating that there is no knowledge beyond these and that none of these can be acquired without study and contemplation. I then replied, "Well then, how is the knowledge of exegesis to be learned? The Quran is a vast ocean encompassing everything. Not all its meanings and the truths of its interpretations are written in books well known among people. In fact, the knowledge of exegesis goes beyond what this man knows." My friend added that this man does not value any interpretations outside those by well-known scholars such as Kushairi, Thalabi, and Mawardi. I said, "This man has strayed from the path of truth. For instance, in the commentary by Suraimi, the words of researchers, not mentioned in other tafsir books, have been compiled. In this tafsir, truths are explained in a clearer manner. It seems to me that this man who limits knowledge to jurisprudence, theology, and exegesis does not understand the different types, details, levels, realities, and outer and inner aspects of knowledge. It is common for the ignorant to deny what they do not know. This claimant has not tasted the wine of truth. He has not understood its knowledge, so how could he accept it? I cannot consent to someone accepting in a superficial or imitative way what they do not truly comprehend." My friend then asked me to explain all levels of knowledge in detail and to reveal the reality of esoteric knowledge, al-Ladun, to provide a thorough explanation and proof of this knowledge. I replied that explaining this knowledge in full is indeed challenging. However, as my inner state permits, as time allows, and as my strength endures, I will begin with an introduction. I do not wish to prolong this. The best speech is concise and points to many truths. So, seeking the aid and guidance of Allah, the Mighty and Exalted, I have fulfilled my dear friend's request. The superiority of knowledge. Know, O friend, that knowledge is the soul's perception of the true essence of things, their qualitative aspects, their quantitative dimensions, their substance, and their reality, free from material limitations. A scholar is one who comprehensively grasps and understands the essence of things. The known, or malum, is what is imprinted upon the mind. The worth of knowledge is determined by the value of what is known. and the rank of the scholar is in accordance with the degree of their knowledge. Undoubtedly, the most valuable, the loftiest, and the most beneficial knowledge is the knowledge of the Creator, Allah. Knowing Allah is called the knowledge of Tawheed and Marifatullah. The acquisition of this knowledge is obligatory for all rational beings. As the Prophet, peace be upon him, declared, seeking knowledge is obligatory upon every Muslim male and female. He even commanded travel to obtain it, saying, "Go, even if it be to China, and learn knowledge." Thus, the one endowed with the knowledge of Tawheed is the most virtuous among scholars, and Allah the Exalted has mentioned them in the Quran in the highest rank, saying, "Allah, the angels, and those endowed with knowledge bear witness that there is no deity but Him." Surah Al-Imran, verse 18, Allah has stated, "Allah bears witness that there is no God but He, as do the angels, and those endowed with knowledge, standing firm in justice." Those who possess the knowledge of Tawheed, the oneness of God, are the scholars, the prophets, and the learned who inherit from them. This knowledge, by its nature, is valuable and perfect, and it does not view other sciences with a dismissive or negative outlook. Astronomy, astrology, natural sciences, physics, and chemistry serve as preparatory knowledge for acquiring Tawheed. Without this foundational knowledge, one cannot pursue the study of Tawheed. As we will mention when the time comes, other fields of knowledge also emerge from Tawheed. My brother, know that knowledge is intrinsically valuable, regardless of its content. Even knowledge of magic, though it is false, holds value in itself. This can be explained as follows. Knowledge is the opposite of ignorance, and ignorance is an aspect of darkness, which is connected to stillness and inactivity. Darkness is close to nothingness, and nothingness is where deviation and falsehood reside. Ignorance represents non-existence, while knowledge represents existence, and existence is superior to non-existence. Since guidance, truth, and light are links in the chain of existence, existence is superior to non-existence, and knowledge is superior to ignorance. Ignorance is like blindness and darkness, whereas knowledge is like insight and light. As Allah the Exalted has revealed, the blind and the seeing are not equal, nor are the depths of darkness and the light. Surah Fatir, verses 19 to 20. Allah also says, "Say, are those who know equal to those who do not know?" Surah Zumar, verse 9. Since knowledge is superior to ignorance, ignorance pertains to the body, while knowledge pertains to the soul. Therefore, the soul is superior. As we will discuss in other sections, there are many types of knowledge, and the scholar has different paths to follow in acquiring them, which we will also cover later. My brother, after understanding the superiority of knowledge, you must understand the human soul, the repository and safeguarding tablet of knowledge. For the body is not a vessel for knowledge. The body is limited and can only carry part of writing and inscriptions, but the soul has the capacity to hold and preserve all knowledge without limitation. The soul and human nature. My brother, know that Allah the Exalted created humans from two distinct elements. The first is the body, which is dense and material, composed of organic and chemical compounds that are subject to formation and decay. The body cannot sustain itself without external factors. The other is the soul, a luminous, perceiving and active entity that animates the body, moves it, and completes it as an individual essence. Allah created the body from nourishment and structured its foundation and pillars, and in it He made manifest a perfect divine soul. I do not refer here to the life force that needs sustenance and resides in the heart, distributing sensations and movements to all limbs. This is called the animal soul, which drives perception, motion, appetite, and the force of anger, and these are its soldiers. The force in the liver that controls digestion and excretion is called the natural soul. Shaping, reproduction, growth, and other natural forces serve the body, and the body, in turn, serves the animal soul. The body derives its strength from the animal soul, which enables its movement. When I refer to the soul alone, I am referring to the spiritual essence with attributes of remembrance, insight, contemplation, intellectual understanding, and the ability to comprehend abstract concepts. This essence commands other souls and forces. Both the animal soul and natural soul, as well as the body, are under its command. Philosophers call this essence the sublime soul. The Quran refers to it as the peaceful soul, and the mystics call it the heart. The terms differ, but the meaning is unified, with no divergence. The sublime soul is a living, active, perceiving essence. Whenever we use the terms soul or heart in an unqualified sense, we refer to this essence. Mystics identify the animal soul with the nafs, ego. The term nafs in Islamic jurisprudence also carries this meaning. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Your most severe enemy is your nafs," clarifying this by stating, "the nafs between your two sides." With this term, he pointed to the forces of desire and anger, expressing that these arise from the heart. Theories on the soul. After understanding the differences between terms, know that scholars of spiritual truth interpret this essence in various ways and express differing views. Certain theologians who focus on logic and philosophy describe the soul as a type of body, saying that compared to this dense physical body, the soul is a subtler body. They see a difference between the soul and the body, defining the soul as a refined substance. Some consider the soul as intermediary, a view held by some physicians who also regard the soul as blood. These people, with limited vision and incomplete insight, have accepted this view without exploring other possibilities. My dear brother, know that the soul is divided into three types: the physical soul, the attribute araz, and the essence, seva. The animal soul is a subtle body. It resembles a burning lamp placed within the heart like a lantern, suspended in a conical shape between the heart and chest. Life is the light of this lamp, blood is its fuel, sensation and movement are its illumination, desire is its heat, anger is its smoke, and the force in the liver which is responsible for nourishment is its guardian, servant and deputy. The animal soul is present in all living beings. Let me also add that the human being itself is a body, and its actions are attributes. The animal soul is not capable of understanding knowledge. This soul cannot comprehend the Creator, Allah, who has created everything with perfection and artistry. It exists as a servant dependent on the body and perishes with it. If the level of substances in the blood increases, causing heat to rise, or if they decrease, causing cold to prevail, it fades and extinguishes. The extinguishing of the lamp signifies the death of the body. The soul addressed and made accountable by Allah the Exalted is not this one. For just as animals on land and in the sea are not held responsible or addressed by divine commands, neither is this soul. Humanity's responsibility and the direct address by divine command are due to something unique, which is the sublime soul, nefsi natika. As the Quran says, "Say, the soul is of the command of my Lord," Surah Al-Isra 1785, and "O tranquil soul, return to your Lord, well pleased and pleasing him," Surah Al-Fajr 89:27-28. These verses shed light on the matter, showing that this soul mentioned as "of the command of my Lord" cannot be a body or an attribute. It is a substance, a light that cannot be perceived by the senses, but only by intellect, like the first intellect or universal intellect. According to us, the soul possesses qualities attributed to essences. It does not decay, dissolve, or die. Rather, as stated in religious law, it departs from the body and awaits its return on the Day of Judgment. Philosophical definitive proofs and clear evidence confirm that it is not a body or attribute, but a stable, eternal, and incorruptible essence. We consider the aforementioned evidence sufficient and see no need for further repetition. Those seeking more comprehensive knowledge on this subject can refer to specialized texts. In our method, we do not rely solely on logical arguments. We view matters with an eye of faith based on clear truths. Allah at times refers to the soul as His command, and at other times attributes it to Himself, as in, "And I breathed into him of my soul." Surah Al-Hijr 15:29. Say, "The soul is of the command of my Lord." Surah Al-Isra 1785. "And we breathed into her of our spirit." Surah At-Tahrim 66:12. Allah is beyond associating Himself with changing or perishing things, for He is far from such imperfection. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said about the soul, "Souls are recruited soldiers, and the souls of martyrs dwell in green birds." Attributes, araz, cannot exist after the essence perishes, as they do not subsist independently. Bodies composed of matter and form accept both composition and dissolution. From the verses, hadiths, and logical proofs, we understand that the sublime soul is a living, perfect essence in itself, from which both strong and weak faith arise. The natural soul, animal soul, and all bodily forces are its soldiers. This essence understands the reality of existence and the form of knowledge without engaging with or being occupied by physical things. The sublime soul comprehends the nature of beings like angels and devils without seeing them, just as it comprehends human essence without directly observing people. Despite the challenge of perceiving beings like angels and devils through the senses, the sublime soul apprehends them without needing sight. Some mystics say that just as there is a physical eye for the body, the heart also has an eye. People see external things with the eye of the body, while they see the essence of things with the eye of the heart. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Every worshipper has two eyes in his heart, through which he perceives the unseen." He added, "If Allah wills goodness for a servant, He opens the heart's eye so that he can see what the physical eyes cannot." The sublime soul does not die with the body, as Allah calls it to Himself, saying, "Return to your Lord." Surah Al-Fajr 89:28. When it departs from the body, the conditions created by the natural and animal forces become inactive and movement ceases. This is what we call death. For this reason, mystics place more trust in the sublime soul than in the natural or animal souls. Since it is of the divine command, it is a stranger and foreigner within the body, with its face always turned toward its origin and ultimate return. If it remains untainted by earthly influences and retains strength, it benefits even more from the divine source. My brother, you have understood that the sublime soul is an essence, and the body is merely its temporary vessel. You have come to know that the body cannot exist without the essence, nor can it sustain its existence independently. Know that the essence does not reside permanently in any place. Thus, the body is not its permanent abode. Rather, it is a temporary tool and vehicle. The soul is neither entirely attached to the parts of the body nor separate from them. It is connected to the body in a way that activates and revitalizes it. The first place where the soul's light is manifested is the brain, its designated headquarters. It has made the front of the brain a guard, the middle a minister and manager, and the back a treasury and treasurer. All parts of the body are its soldiers, both infantry and cavalry. Some have made the animal soul a servant, the natural soul a deputy, the body a vehicle, the world a field, life a commodity, action a trade, knowledge a gain, the hereafter a purpose and a place of return, the Sharia the path and source, and the commanding self a guardian. The senses serve as spies and monitors, the faith as armor, the intellect as the teacher, and sensation as the student. Over all these is the watchful Lord, the Rab of all realms. The sublime soul, Nefs-i Natika, with these qualities and tools, did not come to remain in the dense body, nor has it fully united or fused with it, but has merely connected lightly to it, giving it expression and directing it toward Allah the Creator. It has been decreed that this sublime soul shall remain in the body for a limited time, providing meaning and benefit, engaging primarily in acquiring knowledge. For knowledge is the adornment of the hereafter, whereas wealth and children are the adornment of this world, as stated in Surah Al-Kahf, Ayah 46. Every created thing has a specific purpose. The eye sees visible things, the ear hears sounds, and the tongue articulates words. Likewise, the animal soul desires sensual pleasures, and the natural soul enjoys eating and drinking. The sublime soul throughout its life longs to engage in knowledge and is adorned with it until it is time to depart from the body. If it accepts anything outside of knowledge, it is for the benefit of the body, not out of its own desire. Now, my brother, after understanding the soul's nature, how it survives beyond the body's death, and its passion for knowledge, it is time to know the branches of knowledge. The divisions of knowledge. My brother, know that knowledge is divided into Shari, revealed, and Akli, rational knowledge. However, in the eyes of true sciences, much of revealed knowledge is also rational, and much of rational knowledge also falls under the category of Shari. To understand things in their true form requires an enlightened perspective. As Allah Almighty says, "Whoever Allah has not granted light, he has no light." Surah An-Nur, Ayah 40. Types of knowledge. 1. Shari, revealed knowledge. Shari knowledge itself is divided into two parts: primary knowledge and secondary knowledge. Primary knowledge. This is further divided into three parts: the knowledge of Tawheed, oneness of Allah. This knowledge examines the essence and attributes of Allah Almighty, both intrinsic and active. It also covers prophets, faith, the lives of the companions, matters of life, death, the resurrection, the day of gathering, and the vision of Allah, Ru'yatullah, in the afterlife. Scholars engaged in this field rely primarily on verses from the Quran, then on hadiths, rational evidence, and logical arguments. They include theologians, mystics, and other groups who utilize terms borrowed from logicians, such as substance, attribute, premise, conclusion, etc., but often assign different meanings to these terms. The knowledge of tafsir, exegesis. The Quran is the noblest and clearest of all things, yet contains profound mysteries beyond the grasp of ordinary intellects. Only those granted deep insight by Allah can understand its subtleties. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Each verse of the Quran has an apparent and hidden meaning, and each hidden meaning has 7 or 9 layers." He also taught that each letter has a meaning, and each meaning points to something further. Allah states, "Not even the smallest or largest thing is absent from the clear book." Surah Al-An'am, Ayah 59, and calls people to reflect on its verses in Surah Sad, Ayah 29, that they may reflect upon its verses, and that those of understanding may be reminded. The science of tafsir is challenging, and no commentator has fully done justice to it. Every exegete has interpreted the Quran according to their knowledge and understanding, but none have fully grasped its complete reality. Tafsir serves as a guide for primary, secondary, revealed, and rational sciences. An exegete must approach the Quran with knowledge of language, metaphor, grammar, idioms, the customs of the Arabs, the actions of the wise, the words of the mystics, and in multiple dimensions to draw closer to the true meaning of the text. Approaching it from a single angle or field of knowledge will not unlock its secrets. Such an exegete would need to explore both scientific and logical evidence for a complete understanding. We are concluding Risala al-Ladunni for now. In the upcoming videos, we will cover the works of Imam Ghazali and other Islamic scholars. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment. Your support is crucial in helping these videos reach more people. We sincerely thank each of you for your contributions as they enable us to reach more viewers every day. See you in the next video, inshallah. May Allah protect you all. Assalamu alaikum.